we go. Welcome to the Comics Experiment, the show that we film every Thursday right here at twitch.tv/EligibleMonster. We talk about all of your favorite comic book goodness, either news that's going on or just looking into stuff that's happening or just theories and fun discussions about the stuff. If you want to support this, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian. And for only $1, you get access to this along with a bunch of our other podcasts. You can also go to our 2 sponsors today and show your support and love for the Comics Experiment by using these 2 sponsors. Today we have 4 hymns where you can get some incredible hair, skin, and sexual wellness products, which I'll be telling you a little bit more about midway through our program today. And you can also check out the Robinhood app. If you want to get into doing stocks and trades, the app will help you out with that. And I have very specific things I need to say about that. Sponsor. So we'll be talking about that in the middle of the episode as well. Now, today we're going to be talking about a couple of interesting factoids. First off, we're going to talk about all the Disney Plus information that we do have, not confirmed leaks, but actual things that have come out by Disney Plus. Oh, that's like a cross. We'll go there.
Yep, there you go.
There you go. You made it.
I made a plus?
You got there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about, if there's any time left over, our opinions on Heroes in Crisis 9 and Doomsday Clock 10. But the primary...
I didn't reid that one.
You ruined your hair.
Did I?
Yeah, it was looking great. Shit. Now you just look like you don't know how to do your hair.
Where's your beanie, Dan?
Where's the beanie, Dan?
God, it's so hot for a beanie.
Your brain's
it gets
exposed
sweaty and like, it's gross.
Your brain is exposed now.
It is. That's why I'm
Actually,
angled
yeah.
like this. It's like it's over here. I have to be on this side of the camera so that no one can see it.
I was just gonna say your hair is your brain.
That too.
Today I'm joined by Dan, the producer for the company, and Gary, the camera guy, who also runs the channel Film Circuit. Both of them are great voices on our Tales of Earth channel, where you can get conspiracies, mythology, and history given to you in a digestible audio drama format.
Indeed.
Also, Benny.x has stopped working.
What did you just say?
Benny.x.
Benny.x.
Benny is not doing well today,
Yeah.
so there's going to be some interesting things happening in this podcast.
And I do apologize, guys, for missing the last 2. Well, we missed 2 weeks recently. Just wasn't a lot of things to talk about. We've had a lot of stuff going on in the office right now. So,
Yep.
.exe.
Yes.
.x. .execute. You guys know that
Disney Plus.
You guys know that .exe is short for execute, right? Like you guys know. Not you.
Well,
them.
you said .x. I was like, is that a reference? Now I get it. All
right.
Most people do say .exe.
I can say it however I want.
You can. That doesn't change what most people do, though.
Disney Plus. Here's what we know so far about the upcoming service. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Disney Plus has been in the talks for a very long time. Disney Plus is the streaming service that Disney is coming out with, and they've got a lot of interesting Marvel properties going into there.
Yes. Yep.
It's also their competitor with Netflix.
Yep.
That's why the Disney movies are disappearing from Netflix. And to make things even more interesting, the Fox deal is actually about this. I still find it funny that people that are saying
Fox deal.
I
is
was
about
not aware
this.
of that.
So they could have
actually.
content.
So Fox wanted to expand its news arm.
Okay.
So Fox, I've said this before, so I'll make it a little bit of more of a condensed version.
Okay.
Fox wanted to expand its news arm, so they were looking for money to dump into Fox News. Disney wanted to get into the streaming service, which meant they needed more content to compete with Netflix. So they wanted to buy out Fox Television and Movies so that they could yank all that content from Netflix and put it on Disney Plus.
So they could yank their content and Fox's content.
Yes.
That is some smart business practice.
Almost cripple Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
And boost their own service at the same time.
That's genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Fox, in
Yeah.
exchange for doing this,
Yes.
has the now $73 billion to put towards their news arm that they want to expand upon. Because they want to go into more live feed streaming news, while Disney wants to go more into the streaming services.
So Fox wants to compete with almost like YouTube in terms of accessibility to like live news.
Yes, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I find it funny because as comic book fans, we hear a lot of, well, Disney bought them for the X-Men, but I've said it before.
Right.
At $73 billion, the only way that they would have bought them for the X-Men is if you can guarantee me 73 movies at $1 billion.
Well,
Right.
and the thing is, X-Men is just icing on the cake.
It is,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it is.
It's like, oh, hey, if we buy Fox, we get to do all this other stuff, and we get more Marvel content.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get more Marvel content. They also get their hands on things like Aliens, which I said is going to continue. They get their hands on the successful Avatar.
Yep.
They get their hands on a lot of properties in general. And they've said that all that stuff's going to continue, and it'll all be on Disney Plus.
Isn't Avatar 2 still in the making?
Yes.
I feel like it's
I
been
think
made
they've-
so
I think-
long that
yes.
the original hype has died down.
I think they've
too
officially
much.
started pre-production.
Yeah, they have, but
I honestly see that movie bombing. I'll be perfectly honest.
Maybe.
Just
So,
'cause
but,
it's too old.
A lot of people don't realize that is what the Fox deal was actually about.
Okay.
Overall, I think this episode is going to be a little bit shorter than our usual episodes.
Okay.
But we'll find out soon, won't we?
I hope
That
that
way
All
will
you need
finally
is a not feeling well, exhausted Benny. For those of you wondering, don't
what?
worry about me being tired. I just haven't been sleeping well. the last 4 days.
Don't rock back and forth. You broke a chair last time doing
I
that.
did do that. Yeah.
try some lavender oil. It works wonders.
I've been doing deep sleep on there, and
Melatonin.
and then the cat goes to look for that and tries to knock it off.
You bring him some melatonin.
Oh,
bring him
actually, I
some
have
lavender,
a jar of that. I should be taking that.
and then snuggle your cat. You'll be out for like 2 days.
Oh, it's funny because everyone's like, Benny, you're overworking. I'm like, no, actually, I work less now that I got you guys.
It's true.
It's true.
These two spent, like, they came in for a work day and for like 3 days straight just built all the new furniture that you can't see right now, but it's
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does look really good. You guys did an
Built
amazing
so
job.
many shelves.
Yes.
So what I'm getting at though is a lot. This is what they wanted to build up, and they finally came out earlier in the month with a lot of news on this.
Okay.
And we never really got a chance to sit down and talk about what this means for the Marvel universe.
Right.
So I thought it would be fun to talk about this and speculate on what's going to come out of
Maybe
this.
what this means for the real universe.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to go through the general news about Disney Plus.
Okay.
Because I do know, even though this information came out a while ago, unless you're tracking Disney Plus, a lot of people just don't even know it's happening.
I only know of it because
right.
of
I wouldn't say
talking
it's
about it here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's under the radar, but it's they're not advertising it.
No, well, because they haven't done it yet. They
Yeah.
just gave us some information. One of the big things as we go through this, I do want to state, and they've said this with a lot of the current information coming out about Phase 4, the characters in the Disney universe of the Disney Plus, this is in true MCU, because it's not being handled weirdly like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being by a totally different studio.
Yeah.
This is being handled by MCU people, and those characters will come back to the MCU, so this is just a side story thing.
Wait, what are we talking
So
about?
it's similar to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the fact that like when Hydra took over in the movies, it took over in the show, but it's going to be different in the fact that it's going to more directly relate to the movies.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what's going on.
I see. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of more like a reference to something that sort of affects what happens,
Yeah.
it's almost like a crossover.
Yeah, I think
in
so.
essence, like yeah.
Also, real fun fact, they reminded me of this in the chat. We do have to talk about one other thing, the rumors that are coming out about Dark Phoenix linking itself to the MCU without MCU's permission. And that Sony is trying to get Venom in the MCU now.
I knew about the Sony
I knew
Venom
about
thing.
that.
We'll talk about that at the end of
Dark
this stuff.
Phoenix, though, that's a
Apparently-
bold move, Cotton.
Yeah.
Segue, I guess, real quick. Apparently, and obviously we have not seen Dark Phoenix yet. It's one of the few movie companies that does not invite me to their movies at all. I get a lot of the invites. A lot of them we just turn down.
Yeah.
Like Captain Marvel, I get an invite to, and I'm like, I don't really want to go out to that one.
Right.
Endgame, I get an invite to. The reason is simple. It requires me to go to LA, and then I come back, and I'd rather see it with my friends.
Yeah.
Instead of going with a
Yeah.
bunch of random people that I don't know, and because those invites are cool. It's really cool to get invited to a lot of these movies. But I go there, I'm either alone or with one person.
Yep.
I'm not on the red carpet 99. Only one time I've ever been on the red carpet and actually saw the stars. Most of the time I'm walked into the
Justice
back
League,
door.
right?
Yeah, Justice League.
Yeah.
Like it's a cool experience. It's led to a lot of people that are like, Benny, you must go to France a lot because your wife's from France. And I'm like, yes. And it's incredible the first 2 or 3 times. And then it's just, look at the rusty Eiffel Tower again. You know,
Yeah, when something becomes normal.
Exactly.
Like something becomes run of the mill for you.
just like
Yeah.
when somebody goes, do you do conventions? And I'm like, we used to go every month and it got tiring. Like, oh, poor you. And I'm like, every convention's the same. The
They are,
same
yeah.
people go.
Yeah.
I
You
go
see
to
the
these
same
things,
booths, the same
people.
yeah, yep,
and they're always
same
like, oh, hey,
product, yep.
Benny, you want to get dinner tonight? Like,
It's true, yeah.
why do you think I stay home so much now?
Plus, when he doesn't want to go, but we need to go, he just sends one of us now.
Yeah. I do. Actually, we did that now. If we do need to
Yeah.
do it, I send other
Yeah.
people now.
Yeah.
But it was funny because Dan, you'll get a kick out of this. Supposedly, and this is based on leaks, have not seen the movie, there's multiple Easter eggs in the Dark Phoenix linking it to the MCU.
Have they given any specifics?
Let's see if I can find like a specific, because this kind of plays into what we're talking about
I
today.
feel
Yeah.
like that could potentially be a lawsuit. Right?
Not if they play their cards right.
Right. If it's just mild references, but they're not actually.
Because you can reference Civil War, the comic, and have it be similar to Civil War, the movie, but still claim that it's a reference to the comic.
Yeah, it's still such a
It
risky
is.
move.
But at the same time, I don't think anybody's willing to throw down the millions of dollars in lawsuits just for a couple of references. Because they're not making money off of the references.
right. I guess it'll
Yeah.
really take into account what the actual connections are.
Okay, so it's in the trailer. That's where everyone's working.
Last week.
Everyone's working on this in the trailer.
It's in the trailer.
Came point out. They have patches that say MCU.
Okay,
that's not.
No, because it's
unintentional,
mutant containment unit.
Yeah. No, that's what
Yeah.
they're saying here. That's most
Yeah.
likely what it is. It's still funny.
MCU.
We're in the MCU. Literally.
Literally.
Okay, I could see that.
I'm
being
from
it.
the MCU.
You know what I realized now? We're talking about Disney Plus today, and this is going to come out. No. Phoenix is next week. We have to have a Phoenix episode next week. For some reason, I keep thinking Phoenix is this weekend.
Oh, I totally thought it was too.
No, it's next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I keep thinking we need it. Anyway, back to
Disney
the topic
Plus.
at hand.
Disney Plus.
Sleepy Benny is all over the place.
Disney Plus tangent.
Okay, so what is it going to include? It's going to have Frozen 2, Toy Story 4, Star Wars. The studio's upcoming movie slate and live action remake will also streaming availability to the service, with Captain Marvel becoming the first MCU movie not available on Netflix. So, but they're stating is everything Disney produces, from the new Star Wars, the new MCUs, the Toy Stories, Frozen's, all that's going straight to the Disney Plus. It's not. They're not going to Netflix. They're not doing Hulu.
Okay.
The record-busting conclusion to the Infinity Saga Avengers Endgame won't be on Disney Plus at launch, but it will be there December 11th, according to the financial reports. Approximately 7,000 episodes of television shows and 400 to 500 movies are expected to be on the service when it launches, including some of the aforementioned shows and movies. Compared to Disney Plus's biggest competitor, Netflix, that's a lot.
That's not a lot.
Oh, it's not a lot.
Compared to Netflix.
Compared to Netflix. Thank you for catching that, because I am sleepy. So,
yeah.
According to a study by research firm Ampere Analysis, Disney Plus television shows totals only amount to 16% of what Netflix offers. Okay, hold on. I'm calling bullshit on that, because when you watch everything in Netflix and you start going TV shows and movies, all it does is recycles the same shit I've seen.
Well, just so you got to scroll all the way down, and then you get into stuff where you're like,
but is this 60% of what Netflix will have after they pull the Disney and Fox material?
16.
Or is it 16?
Yeah, 16%.
Okay, but
Not even
that's my
60%, yeah.
Now the difference though is this is still Disney property. This is some of the most popular content in the world.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's only a percentage of overall content. It's more content people will want to watch versus content people may not want to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm still saying I seem to get recommended the exact same shit all the time on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Want to watch it again? No, give me something new to freaking watch.
Yeah.
I found the anime side. Dan, is Seven Deadly Sins season 2 any good?
Actually, yeah. It's
Oh,
actually
sweet.
really
I'm
good.
gonna check that out.
You get Escanor finally.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyway,
But it's technically like the third one when you go through the
yeah,
middle one.
I know the actual way it works. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so they're saying that this is going to fall short of Hulu, Amazon Prime, CBS All Access, and HBO Go. But what it lacks in volume, it's making up for in quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It will be the exclusive home to
Yep.
some of the biggest and most popular movie shows and franchises
Yep.
around.
Yep.
First and foremost, among the content will be the projects tied to Disney's Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and Disney-specific properties with overall family-friendly theme to the content. Now, DC Universe, we
This
both
is gonna
watch and love.
annihilate Disney Universe or DC Universe.
Oh, it is. And the problem with Disney Universe is the sheer lack of anything that people want to watch.
Yeah, that's got probably like 5 shows that people actually want to watch. The other ones are more like,
And that's
yay,
not,
I'll
that's,
give it a
that's-
shot, but
yeah,
I'm never
that-
going to actually watch it.
Right, that's not enough to sustain it.
But Disney movies and shows, and especially because I think all the new titles that they're coming out is more than DC Universe.
Yeah, no,
Now,
it is. They're coming out the gate with more than DC Universe has
Yeah.
at its current state.
I do have a question. So they make money not just off subscribers; they also make money off of like views and such. I mean,
That is dependent upon if they're going to have ads in there.
Yeah.
They may skip the ad
They
rep
may skip the
model
ad,
and go
right.
strictly with the sub model.
so just
I hope so.
because like
subscribers.
Netflix goes entirely subs, but Hulu gives you the option of going ads or subs.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which, let's be honest, I'm more likely to spend the money on a subscription service if I don't get ads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
if
pay the
they're-
extra for Hulu to get no ads on it.
Yeah, same.
I mean, at this point, especially as like a dad, I'm much more likely, if we had to choose between Netflix and Disney Plus, we would probably pay for Disney Plus.
oh, I bet.
Well, and I
Because,
think that's what
I
they're
mean,
going for. They
yeah.
want to have the content that's going to make you swap.
Yes.
So as a dad
Yeah.
who's a fan of
Right.
Star Wars, you're going to, I'll watch Star Wars.
Yeah, and then Eleanor can watch
Frozen 2.
Yeah, Frozen 2.
And
yeah.
you can invite Dan over to watch Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
or
legit.
Moana.
yeah.
Or Moana. You
loves
guys-
Oh, it's
Moana.
an amazing
Today,
movie.
my daughter's watching Moana. Dan, do you want to come over?
Yes.
No, don't watch it without me.
So, Okay, so moving on. It's going to have all of the big stuff, including all the big titles. And the fact that they're getting Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar, I think is going to be huge against Disney. I think DC Universe is going to have to reduce its price at this point or do something. It needs a new plan.
I don't even know
I
what
love
the
the
price
content
because I have the card.
And what blows my mind is apparently they're still doing Titans 2 and they're still doing Doom Patrol 2, which everyone's like, oh no, it's falling apart and doesn't have enough subs. And I'm like, but they keep announcing new content.
Didn't they announce that some of their stuff is going to go to other platforms?
No. What it is the stuff goes to other platforms for international.
Oh, okay.
Netflix has the rights to everything international, and then locally you could just buy the shows like on season pass format.
Right.
So
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What else you got for us?
So it's creating a thing. Anyway, almost every single movie in the Disney catalog will eventually be available on the service, according to Disney CEO Bob Iger, dispensing what is so-called the Disney Vault that kept classic films locked away for extended periods. So they're getting rid of that. I remember that back in the early 2000s. Like
I
they'd be
always
like,
thought the Vault was such it's a marketing ploy.
Oh,
The
no,
Vault was a
100%.
marketing
Incredibly.
ploy. It's like it's coming out of the Vault on DVD, but if you already have it on VHS, it's been out of the Vault the whole time.
Right.
they say right here, the one exception is Disney's Song of the South, which Disney has more or less buried since the 80s thanks to its racially insensitive content.
Yes.
A racist scene from the animated Dumbo will be removed as well.
The racist scene.
The crows.
Yeah.
Crows.
The crows are considered racist in Dumbo.
They were not.
If you go back,
They were.
keep that
they
in
were.
mind, you're like,
yes, they were a caricature for the time, but I wouldn't have considered it racist.
I see Song of the South, if you don't remember what that one is,
Yeah.
I do consider, which I still find funny because there's a ride of it in Disney World, but I do remember Song of the South as a kid. I thought the movie was fine, but I do 100% agree. Once you get older and you realize what's happening in Song of the South,
Right.
you're like, oh, so do you know Song of the South?
I know of it.
Okay, Briar Rabbit.
I've never.
The big racial thing in there is
Yeah.
bear in mind, this is a movie from the 70s and it's based upon the old ideology of things.
Right.
But these kids are from the 40s or 50s. I vaguely remember this movie. The big racial thing is they're getting the story from an elderly slave on a cotton field. And so it follows having a slave, and like that's the core of the plot.
Okay.
Him
Got it.
telling the
Okay.
story of Briar Rabbit.
Gotcha.
But like, there's no way to cut him out. Like,
no.
that's like he's the storyteller,
Yeah.
and you're like,
right.
how are we gonna
Yeah,
like? What are you gonna
can't-
dub over?
You can't do to him what you did to what China did to Winnie the Pooh in Kingdom Hearts 3.
What'd they do?
They just blurred him out with like a bright light.
Did they?
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Why?
In China, Kingdom Hearts 3 has Winnie the Pooh blurred out.
What's the reason?
Because everybody kept calling the president of China Winnie
Yes,
the Pooh.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So he basically made it in order that every copy of Kingdom Hearts 3 had to have it blurred out.
All right, I'm looking at
but
it.
no, you can't do
Oh
that.
my gosh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's just straight
It's
up
just
a
a white
white
spot.
light.
Yeah, here, let me see your phone real quick because mine's.
They couldn't have replaced him with like another character or something. Nope. They
No.
just
So-
blurred him out.
Dylan, when you're doing this, put this on the screen just so they can see who it is real quick. I'm going to show you the character, and right off the bat, you're going to be like, oh, yeah. And I remember my dad having me, because he was just going through the Disney, look at the cover. Like, he's like the full-blown appearance of a
Yeah.
1940s, 50s slave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
And he's
Yeah.
leading the children around telling the story of Briar Rabbit. And I remember my dad showing this to me when I was a kid. And as a kid, I'm like, oh, Briar Rabbit's fun. This is a cool movie, you know? And then as I get older, I'm like, Dad, Briar Rabbit's not
Right.
Song of the South is not a good movie.
I feel like that's
no.
so much
It's-
stuff nowadays where you're like, a lot of times, like, we watch things, we're like, how are they letting kids watch these? And then you go think back to what we watched as kids, and you're like,
How did
we
you
have
let me?
no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you have
Like,
no idea. No,
it,
no
it doesn't
clue.
matter of like what you
No
let your
clue at
kids
all.
watch this. No, they have no idea what's going
funny.
on,
No.
and that's why
No.
it's
It's
Yeah.
funny because it's
Okay.
things like age and racism, things like this. When you're a kid, you don't see any of it. And it's funny because as we get older, we start to become aware of these things.
Yep.
But a lot of things as a kid, you don't see racism and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're literally taught that stuff, and then that's
Right.
a whole different discussion.
Yep.
I'm saying when you're just growing up, you don't see any of that stuff. So
Yeah, watching Little Mermaid now, Ariel's dad was right. Absolutely. Like, what do you think you're doing? Revealing the world of mermaids to people.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
As far as see now, Song of the South, I'd agree with, but things like the Crows and Dumbo, that I just say is a product of the time. Leave it alone.
right. It's classic, kind of what they did on like some of the older like Steamboat Willie stuff, where they started off with, this was made during a time
sure.
that these things
Mickey-
existed.
Mickey
Same thing
Mouse.
with Looney Tunes. Looking at classic
Yeah.
Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah. Classic Mickey Mouse is actually kind of violent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like old Mickey Mouse, yeah, he was mean.
So just stuff to consider. But yeah, Song of the South will not be on there. That's kind of funny. I kind of want to buy it now.
Actually, this is a good question. They have a very good question here. Is Hulu losing their Fox content as well?
It's probably going to say that in a second. We're getting there.
Huh.
Because technically they're just
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
they're almost like a DVR that you can subscribe to essentially because it's shows that are on the air.
Yeah.
And you get them a few days later, unlike Netflix, which is
Fun factoid.
Yeah.
Song of the South goes for $200.
wow.
I was just more curious. I'm like, I don't have VHSs. I'm not going to collect that. But how much, if I was like, well, I
Right.
want to get Song of the South, the original. It's a banned movie, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the next topic here.
Yes.
Disney Plus won't be a greatest hits collection, though there will be original content on the service. We know of this. Original Marvel shows. Original
old
Marvel shows.
Marvy.
Good old
Yeah.
Marvy. Marvel shows planned for the service will include based on Hawkeye, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. The series will follow the Avengers villain Loki, also in the works, and with original MCU actors reprising their roles. Another animated series, What If, will feature alternate universe tales featuring the MCU characters voiced by the live-action actors who portrayed them. The series will explore what would happen if
Interesting.
certain events in the MCU transpired
Okay,
differently.
so
That's actually kind of
it's-
cool. I like
yeah.
that.
So Tony Stark, will
yeah,
come back in some way.
Right. Like
Interesting.
what would have
So-
happened if Tony Stark, his armor failed
Right.
when he was
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to escape?
Yeah. Well, he would have
So-
died, but
But how the rest of the world
Yeah.
would have.
So basically, they're going to take the Netflix model in that just because you subscribe to Disney Plus does not mean you get everything Disney. It's basically like Netflix currently does. They'll take let's say one of the Iron Man movies off, and then they'll put another one on. And then they'll take a Thor movie off, and then they'll put a different Thor movie in its place. So like Thor 2 was the only movie on Netflix for a while.
I don't think
all of
they'll
that's
do
going to
that.
be that they're stating that it won't only be a Disney Greatest Hits collection. It will also have this additional content.
So what they're saying is everything Disney will be available?
Yes.
I think so.
Everything
I
will
think
be
it would be
available.
pretty weird for them to go
Except
first
Song of the
movie
South
then
and that
swap
scene
them.
from Dumbo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay,
Because let's
so
be
yeah.
honest, if they did swap out Thor for like the second one, if you got Disney Plus when just the second one was out, you'd be like, well, I have no interest in watching this
Yep.
because the first one's
Right.
not available.
Right.
But so if they're doing literally
so, yeah,
everything,
everything's
no
available.
vault.
Okay.
Now, what we've got supposedly is the Hawkeye show is supposedly based on his family and training up the new kid. This all came out. Let me see if I can find the article on that.
Okay.
There was supposedly. I do not need the eBay Song of the South left open. What was I gonna say?
Hawkeye, family, Kate
Disney
Bishop.
Plus Marvel shows news. There was some news that came out directly about the Marvel show. I thought it would be in here, but I guess it came out after the initial drop.
Okay.
So here's the Disney Plus. Oh, there they are. Yeah, the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Okay, so they are in here. So they're going to have a bunch of shows. We know about the Mandalorian. Everyone's freaking out about that as Star Wars fans. First ever live action Star Wars series written and directed by Jon Favreau. The cast will include tons of names I'm probably going to mispronounce. Set after the fall of the Empire, before the emergence of the First Order, the series follows a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic.
I think it's only set after like 5 years after the last original Star Wars movie.
Yeah. You know, it's not set 5 years after the last original Star Wars movie.
What?
This portal to 4 hymns are hair, skin, and sexual wellness products. Dad, portal it! Today's podcast is sponsored by Hims, a wellness brand for men. Have you noticed your hairline slowly receding or bald spots showing up? Well, 66% of men start to lose their hair by age 35. But I'm here to tell you about a great product to prevent more hair loss while you can. No more awkward in-person doctor visits or long pharmacy lines. 4Hims connects you with real doctors online. Just answer a few questions for a doctor to review, and they can determine if it's right for you. They can prescribe your medication to treat hair loss that is shipped directly to your door. My listeners can get started with a 4Hims complete hair kit for just $5 today right now while supplies last, and subject to a doctor's approval. See the website for full details and safety information. This could cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy somewhere else. Go to 4hims.com/Rob and Benny. That's FORHIMS.com/Rob and Benny. 4hims.com/Rob and Benny. And portal closes. Good thing we defeated Frieza.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh when he excludes that Dragon Ball part. And
No, he
just
can't do that!
Just comes back to.
I just
he
saw the
defeated
Broly movie
Frieza.
finally. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
was
I know
good.
you got to see it in the theaters.
Yes, I did.
All right, so where are we? All right. High School Musical, the musical, the series. What?
Okay, hold on. I like
The
that it is.
series.
No, not even that. High School Musical, the series. Not just High School Musical, the series.
That is gonna bomb.
It's going to take place 15 years after the movie.
That's because it's 15 years after the movie.
Right?
Well, no wonder.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Diary of a Female President will follow a Cuban-American 12-year-old girl. As told through her diary, she navigates the ups and downs of middle school and her journey to become the future president of the United States.
The Falcon. Okay.
That is going to be
Loki.
your young Disney crowd thing. That's definitely because I know they do movies like this all the time. Like,
Okay.
oh, it's a new female
Right.
princess or something like
Untitled
that.
Cassian Andor series.
Why are you moving? I'm literally
ju- sorry.
You skipped
Sorry.
the two we're
ones.
looking for.
Okay.
Why don't you read the
I'm
one that we're
sorry.
looking for?
No.
Read that
Go
one.
ahead. Which
What is
one?
this?
The one I just read?
No, above that.
Diary of a Female President.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. The Falcon
my
and
God.
the Winter Soldier.
Anthony Mackie will return as Falcon. Sebastian Stan will reprise his role as Winter Soldier in the new Marvel Studios series. He still didn't say. So supposedly,
Wait, yeah, I thought he was gonna be capping that.
he's still going to be Falcon. Because remember, when he was Captain America, he was still technically Falcon. So he's going to be
Until
Falcon
he gave
with
the
the
name
shield.
to the other
Yeah,
kid,
yeah, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he wanted to be Falcon again. He's like, "Crap, I gave my name away."
Yeah. So basically, he's going to be following him with
that
the
actually
shield.
happens in the comics. He gives the
Really?
name away to this other kid who becomes Falcon, and then after the whole Captain America stuff, he finishes and he's like, "Crap, I gave that kid the name Falcon. I can't take it back now."
Just start making a list.
Yeah.
The Hawk. No, it's not the same.
No, 'cause
the
there's
Finch.
Hawk and Dove.
The
Nah.
Finch.
The-
So anyway, apparently he's going to have the shield. He's going to be doing the roles of Captain America, and there's talks of Peggy Carter also being in there.
Oh, okay.
And the villain apparently is going to be Baron Zemo.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. It's a 6-episode series apparently.
I'm excited for them to kill him off and then hear Rob rant like none other that they killed another Marvel villain.
Loki is going to be in the next series, starring Tom Hiddleston reprising his role as Loki in the new Marvel Studios series. Supposedly, the Endgame moment where Loki walks away
Yep.
and is left like, what's going on, is following this Loki so that they can have a fun and mischievous Loki.
Alternate
And
timeline. Loki.
It's perfect.
Instead of having the redeemed Loki trying to be a hero.
Yeah.
Which I get. I totally get that.
I think it's perfect because, let's be honest, Loki being a hero works for the movies, but when you want an individual Loki, you want Loki, not Loki trying to be Thor.
Well, yeah, you want Loki, but I think the series is also, it's going to do essentially the same thing because you're not going to necessarily root for a villain for an entire series.
Right.
He's going
borderline.
to be like forced to be a hero in his own self-interest.
Yes.
Like,
I can see that.
Well, in
I
order to
can
further
see-
myself, I need to do the right thing, which is
And
kind
then
of how
betray
he
people's
works.
status.
It reminds me
Yes,
of
yeah.
Torchwood. Who's the guy?
Yes, Jack Harkness.
Yeah.
Jack Harkness.
Where
Yeah.
he, in the end, becomes more of a hero.
Yes.
But towards the beginning of his arc, he's
Yes.
very much like, I'm out for
Oh, yeah,
myself.
yeah.
And I'm
Right.
conveniently
Yeah.
helping everyone.
Yes, exactly.
Because when they first hire him to
Yep.
be in Torchwood, he's like, I want nothing to do with this.
Yep.
And he's still kind of like the Doctor Who sidekick.
Yes. Yep.
And that was the craziest linked tangent we've ever had.
Also-
I went, not only did I go down the Whovian lore,
Yes.
I went to the spin-off Torchwood and Captain Jack Harkness. Anyway.
Torchwood was actually a play on Doctor Who. It was a, what is it called? An anagram when you rearrange the letters?
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I love. By the way,
Torchwood
I
is an
love
anagram
Torchwood.
of Doctor Who, yeah.
I love Doctor Who and Torchwood.
Yeah.
I love both of them. They were great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What is the next
Yeah,
thing?
it
It
is,
is,
Gary?
yeah. What is the next
Yeah.
thing?
What is the next one?
Where did we leave off
if you,
again?
If you skip it, I am gonna slap you. If you skip it, I'm slapping down.
I'm gonna. No, not me.
I'm just kidding. Untitled Cassian Andor series. That is what it should be called.
I would totally watch something called
Oh.
The Untitled.
Okay,
Well, it's that
this
70s show
reminds
all
me-
over again. That 70s show was called that 70s show because they couldn't come up with a better title.
well, this reminds me of the time that I didn't update the proper title on a video. So Green Arrow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait, Green Arrow does something?
We
Is that what it
don't
was?
normally cover
Yeah.
Green Arrow because Green Arrow videos don't do well. So I just pick up
Okay.
the ones I really like
Yeah.
Outsiders War and stuff like that. And Houston made the video and he just named it Green Arrow Does Something. And I didn't catch that he hadn't put the title on there. And I launched it and it got the most views a Green Arrow video
Yeah.
has ever gotten until I
Because
changed
it's almost
it.
like,
'cause
hey,
he-
the Green Arrow did something.
Right.
Yeah.
He finally did something. Oh, God.
All right.
Okay,
So
next up.
they're going to reprise his role. It's going to follow the Star Wars series is set in the formative years of the rebellion prior to the events of Rogue One. You kind of have to.
okay.
Doesn't Cassian die?
It'll probably tie in with Mandalorian too.
Yeah.
I would see
The
that.
spy thriller will explore tales featuring espionage and daring missions to restore hope to the galaxy and the grip of the
Wait.
ruthless empire.
No, it can't.
Alan Tudyk's going to reprise his role as K2SO, so I'm excited about that.
Yes.
But no, doesn't Cassian die on the planet with everyone else?
Yeah, I was gonna say they can't cross over with Mandalorian because Mandalorian's after.
Is after it, yeah.
All right, WandaVision is going to be Elizabeth Olsen returning as Wanda Maximoff and Paul Bettany reprising his role as the Vision. Now,
So this is how they're going to revive him for
Yes.
the movies.
Okay.
That makes
because
sense.
apparently, from what the same people that leaked out the whole, it's going to have Zemo and all stuff, this is going to follow Wanda's adventure to learn hex magic properly.
Good.
So the power
Oh,
levels that she
okay.
has in Endgame, she's going to learn
Yeah.
to control instead of just being angry and smashing.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Wanda's really cool when she
Yeah.
unleashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what that is apparently going to have. What is the next one?
Forky asks a question. Good old Forky, the animated utensil from Disney Pixar's Toy Story 4. Okay. Yeah, that's right. The one that doesn't want to be a toy from the new
keep
trailer.
keep reading.
Is a craft project created from trash, so he has important questions about how the world works, such as what is love, what is time, and of course, the deepest question of all, what is cheese? He explores all of these questions and more in a series of 10 shorts. Oh,
Oh, okay.
That sounds like
okay.
fun. That actually
it does
does.
sound a
I
little
think
cool.
I think his co-host should be Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yes,
As
and
Sporky.
no, as an animated Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Spark Shorts, Pixar Animation Studios short film series designed to discover new storytellers that explore a new storytelling technique from across the studio.
I won't lie. I'm really glad that they're using Pixar animation, the short films. I like that they're really
Yeah.
using those because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved all of those in the start of Pixar films.
Right.
Like the birds on the power lines. So good.
Lamp Life is going to feature Bo Peep, who makes a big comeback in Toy Story 4. Doesn't she come back as like a ninja?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she
She's
disappears
in
in the other
survival.
in 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened? Why did she? I didn't see 3. Wait, I did a long time ago.
She becomes Bonnie's toy.
Yeah.
And then Bonnie does who knows what, and I bet they'll explain it
Yeah.
in Toy Story 4. But that's why she's not in 3 when
Yeah.
Andy drops off. Andy?
Yeah.
Andy
Yeah.
drops him off at the whatchamajig.
I mean, that's
Okay.
basically a rule. Like when you're surviving on your own, you become a ninja.
Yeah,
Literally says finally answering the question about where was Bo Peep since we last saw her in Toy Story 2.
there you go.
Because I could have sworn I've seen the image for Toy Story 4 and she looks like a ninja.
Oh yeah, no, she's pretty badass.
She's like all ready to fight and everything. I'm like, what happened to Bo Peep?
Yeah.
Which is really good. Female empowerment. Right there,
Monsters
Cole.
at Work, inspired by the characters of Pixar's Monsters Inc. animated series, picks up 6 months after the events of Monsters Inc. and follows Tyler Tuskman, an eager and talented young mechanic who works at the Monsters Inc. facilities team, but dreams of working his way up to the laugh floor. Returning cast members are Billy Crystal, because all the people are coming back.
Oh, okay, great.
Billy Crystal doesn't do anything with the Monsters Inc. movies at this point, doesn't he? I think he's like a producer for like 1,000 things.
No, I mean he does the voice of this little green guy, not Sully. Sully's the big one.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, that's what,
Yes.
I'm saying he doesn't do anything but the Monsters Inc.
Oh, he
stuff.
doesn't do anything but that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. That's not what I heard.
I
Okay.
heard complete
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah,
of
yeah.
that.
Yeah. He doesn't
Encore.
do anything anymore, does he?
Christian Bell brings together former castmates of High School Musical.
Oh my God, why are
tasking
they-
them with recreating their original performance. As emotions run high, these unlikely group of friends, with the help of Broadway's best, might pull off a standing ovation-worthy performance of musicals like. So they're going to do musical Sound
This
of
sounds
Music.
like a spin-off of their spin-off that we just listed.
So they're just doing other musicals.
Now I will say this: yeah, they're doing other musicals to see if they can do
A
it.
high
It's
school musical.
post-High School Musical.
Wait. Hang on.
Post-high school.
Executive producer Kristen Bell brings together former castmates of a high school musical. Okay. Tasking them with recreating their original performance. Why?
Who?
Okay, so for the
Yeah.
record, because you guys don't seem
Why
to be
would you
tracking
do
this.
that?
So when we worked directly with Disney, I was
Yeah.
at Disney World and Disneyland
Okay.
a lot because
Okay.
every time you go visit them at one of their offices, they're like, "Do you want to go to Disneyland?" High School Musical is actually a huge property for Disney.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
There's
yeah,
merchandise everywhere, and so
It was a breakout hit when
Yeah.
it first came out, yeah.
And they've managed to somehow like slightly maintain it. I think it has a show on
Right.
Disney right now.
Yeah. Plus, their main character is now Ted Bundy.
Wait, what?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron played
Oh,
Ted
yeah.
Bundy in the Netflix film.
All right, untitled Walt Disney Imagineering doc series.
I like it.
All right, yeah.
Documentary.
Just
Docu-
sound it
Documentary.
Documentary.
There you go.
Untitled Walt Disney Imagineering documentary series.
Well done.
Docu-series. I'm going to start calling them like that. Docu-series chronicling his 65-plus history. They miss the word year. His 65-year-plus history of Walt Disney Imagineering and parallel storylines of people to craft the business. I'm actually really interested in that.
That would be actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really interested in?
What?
This one.
Would you
But we'll
stop
get there.
skipping
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But we'll get
I'm
there.
excited for.
I love that title. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That does sound amazing.
That actually does sound really cool.
All right, Marvel's
Okay.
Hero Project, series featuring Marvel New Media partnership with Maggie Vision Productions, reveals the positive change several young heroes are making in their own communities. Marvel celebrates these young heroes as true heroes that they are. That sounds like a kid's thing. Like, oh, we got some kids who want to do a garden in the Bronx. That
I
kind of
feel
thing.
like they already
yeah,
have
yeah.
a show like that.
That's what I think it is. I think
Yeah.
this is just them moving it over. The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
It's gonna be good.
That's going to be awesome.
Series told through the prism of Goldblum's inquisitive and entertaining mind, with each episode centered around something we all love, like sneakers or ice cream. Oh God, I really want to see this. He pulls the thread on these deceptive. I will pay just to watch this show.
Yes.
Yeah. This sounds like a kind of Disney's Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Oh,
it
Jeff
could be
Goldblum.
similar
But
to that.
gonna
But
be
with
hila-
Jeff
but
Goldblum.
funny without even trying to be
Yes.
funny.
Am I the
That's
only
what
one
makes
who's
him
like
so good.
The
Yes.
older he gets and the more eccentric he gets, the more I love.
Yes.
Jeff
Oh,
Goldblum.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, okay, so I can imagine in his casting calls, he's like, so what's this character like? This character's you. Just no. I need some more direction. Like, what's this character like? You.
Go
We
look
just-
in a mirror.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
Yeah, we just need you to be you.
Okay, so next up is Star Wars Clone Wars, animated series returns to
Good.
12 episodes,
Okay.
making the return of
Yeah.
the classic characters. This, from what I have heard, is the official finale to the original series. Because yes, Clone Wars is technically done, but there was quite a few loose plot threads that they
Yeah.
ended up
Yeah.
revealing and answering in Rebels. So this is going to be the Clone Wars official finale to a lot of them, or at least linking things like Osaka going to
Right.
Rebels and how she got there, kind of a thing.
Right.
I really hope they don't go, wow, this is successful. Let's make it longer, even though it can't be.
No, they literally can't at this point because it's going to collide with the beginning of Rebels. So.
yeah. I don't know. Disney's done
Yeah,
some
I can finish
weird
Rebels on
stuff.
Disney Plus too, Warrior Boy. Marvel's What If, we already went over that. It's going to be exploring the what if world of if the different things happen in the MCU.
Okay.
Be Our Chef is going to be hosted by Angela Kinsley from The Office, inviting families of diverse backgrounds to join Disney-inspired cooking competition at Walt Disney World. This just sounds like their attempt at all those cooking shows Netflix
Yep,
does.
which
Yeah.
is fair.
Yeah.
Cooking's big.
It is huge. I mean, I want to start doing our thing, but Houston's lazy. Cinema Relics,
lazy.
iconic art of the movies, working title.
Ooh.
Anthology series taking. Would you? Oh my God! What is with you all? Stop jumping ahead. We don't even have that many left. I don't think. Oh
No,
shit,
we got quite a few left.
Oh.
I think we might have to jump through because we're at.
We're going to
40
read
minutes.
all of Disney Plus's 6,000
Yeah, look at
lineup.
Look
Yeah.
at the scroll bar.
Oh,
yeah.
crap. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Cinema Relics, Into the Unknown, Making of Frozen 2 says it all.
Oh, cool.
Magic of Animal Kingdom, Disney's Animal Kingdom.
These are
theme
like
park.
documentaries
Yep.
that they're just
Yep.
going to have.
Now
Okay.
this one,
Okay, go ahead, Dan.
Marvel's 616, anthological docu-series from Marvel New Media in partnership with Supper Club, explores the intersection between Marvel's legacy of stories, characters, and creators, and the world outside your window. Each episode will dive into the historical, cultural, and societal context that has become inseparable from stories of the Marvel Universe. So that sounds like it's going to be a show that really dives into comics.
I know, and you
Which
know
would
what?
be-
If you like comic books and you're looking for investments, maybe I should open a portal to tell you about the Robinhood app. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all of your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as the 100 most popular. With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. Discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so that you never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving the listeners of the Comics Experiment free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at experiment.robinhood.com.
Benny, someday you're actually going to open a portal.
Oh, I'm gonna freak out like a sling ring, like.
It's once he believes enough. Right now he's in the Doctor Strange stage of just making the hand motions.
Yeah.
One day.
Just practice.
All right. And we close it. Back to the show.
Back to the show.
Reconnect. Each episode, a family member would disconnect from their busy lives. And what you got?
Just gonna make the joke. Well, let's reconnect with the list. It's a Gary joke for you.
Outside influences in order to address a relatable issue that is driving a wedge between them. That sounds like could be interesting. Basically, the way like a family drama kind of show. Yeah. Shop Class, competitive series in which students are tasked with designing, building, and testing new contraptions.
That's pretty cool.
Earthkeepers, the creators of Chef's Table and the producers of One Lucky Elephant, a docuseries that will follow the adventurous lives of the people changing the way humans see the animal kingdom, focusing on conservationists and animals they're devoted their careers to studying. I actually would watch that.
Interesting.
Incupaint, docuseries based on the book of the same name that tells the story of the animation of Disney. I'd watch that. Lady and the Tramp, the retelling of the 1955 Disney animated classic about a prim and proper house dog and the tough but lovable stray who embark on a series of adventures and despite their different upbringings grow closer and come to understand the true meaning of home.
And those damn Siamese cats.
I didn't know they were going to redo that one that way.
God, I hated those.
Noel is the first in the line to become Santa Claus. He struggles every step of the way. His younger sister, Noelle, enjoys all the perks of being a Kringle without any expectations or responsibility. As the holiday grows closer, the pressures of being Santa become all too much for Nick, who disappears for weeks before the big day. So now it's up to Noelle to scour the globe looking for him, bring him home, and save Christmas. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Phineas and Ferb. We don't have that much more to go. We're at the end.
Oh, okay.
Phineas and Ferb the movie, and I will watch that. Step Brothers Phineas and Ferb and their older sister Candace, Perry the Platypus, the best part of that show, and the Danville gang will reach new pinnacle in the new movie.
Okay.
That's my gang, in case you were wondering. The
Phineas and
Danville
Ferb?
gang.
Danville.
The Danville.
Yeah.
It's my place.
Stargirl, based on the best-selling young adult novel of the same name, this teen coming-of-age story about Leo Brolick and an average 16-year-old
Borlock.
content to fly under the whatever.
Borlock.
Doesn't matter.
Brolick.
You know what? There's probably people who read the book. Yeah. There's people who read the book and like, oh my god.
Wow.
Brolick versus
Next up,
Borlock.
we have Timmy Failure, based on the book Timmy Failure. I don't know that one.
Okay.
So, and then Togo, based on the true life adventures of the Alaskan tundra. The story is set in 1925, where an epidemic of come on, smart guy, pronounce that disease.
Wait, where?
Epidemic of
Diphtheria.
Yeah, actually, that's what it is.
breaks out in a remote Alaskan causing countless children to fall gravely ill. I'd actually watch that. That sounds interesting. It's got William Dafoe in it. And his lead Slugma.
Willem.
Oh, so it's not William?
No, it's Willem.
Willem.
Is that the same Dafoe or is that a different
it's
Dafoe?
the same one.
It's like a frog.
That's the only way I
thank
know
you.
it is because of Family Guy, where they say
Not
it's
Family Guy. How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Willem.
Dafoe.
And then we got a big old list of movies and shows that are getting moved over. None of these look out of the order.
so-
They're going to have The Simpsons. They're going to have Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Clone Wars, both going to be there.
Brain Games is a Fox.
Malcolm in the Middle,
probably, yeah.
Star Wars, The Galaxy,
Okay.
Marvel's Guardians of the
Impossible.
Galaxy, Ultimate Spider-Man, Mickey and the Roadster Racers. I'm going to watch that.
Okay. Good old Kim Possible.
Kim Possible, Boy Meets World.
World.
Is it Girl Meets
Yeah.
World to even it out? No.
Nope.
Did
I
you know
don't think they made it.
Jay Leno is the voice of the newscaster or the announcer in Mickey
Every
and the
Star
Roadster
Wars is
Racers.
going to be on there. That'll be a good binge.
Okay, great.
That'll be good, yeah. Finally a place to watch it, because those are really
Man,
hard
I've been
to find
really
online.
looking forward to watching those 3 original movies. Yeah.
I will say, after we went through that entire list, I'm really glad that there's a broad spectrum of different categories, different things.
Yep.
It's not like a bunch of stuff where you think Disney, kids stuff, has to be cartoons, has to be
Well, they'll
friendly.
probably do what Netflix does, where they have like the kids portal. And then,
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
But I like that
the
there's
adult portal.
there's stuff that's educational, that Jeff Goldblum explains ice cream.
That's
Yes.
that actually the
Here's some more.
synopsis-
There's an
okay.
Untitled Muppet series coming out.
Okay.
Okay.
There's no word on it, just Untitled.
Monsters Inc.
Good old Untitled series.
Sword in the Stone is apparently getting a series. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is
Oh.
getting a series. Series or movies based on these properties. Sandlot.
3 Men.
3 Men and a Baby just sounds like a knockoff of 2.5 Men.
3 Men and a Baby was a movie back in the 80s.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
With
Here we go. So moving on to our discussion.
Batman.
This is the big
original
deciding
Batman.
factor for you.
Not Adam West.
No.
Kevin Conroy.
No. The Batman, the first major movie. Why can I not think
Not
of his
George
name right now?
Clooney.
No. Help me out here.
The first major. Okay, so it was.
I'm trying.
Wait, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. What in the world? Yes.
Okay, so the pricing is going to be $7 a month at launch. That's cheaper than DC Universe.
That's
cheaper.
not bad.
Isn't DC Universe $7.99?
or 70
That,
a year,
okay.
which is a great.
I actually think that's
Okay.
cheaper than every other service out there
It
right
is.
now.
Well,
And
it
it's
does
super
say
smart.
don't be surprised if that price rises quickly.
Well, of course.
I could see it coming out as
That's
like
how
an
you get people
introductory price.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get people in that way, and then you're we're raising it $1 a month,
And that's
Yeah.
why,
we're
guys.
raising it $1, and you're like, oh, okay.
And that's why I bet
Yeah.
they're doing the $70 per year so that a lot of people jump in and they immediately do the big one because it's like, if it goes up in price, you're saving even more money doing 70
Yeah.
a year.
Oh wait, Michael Keaton was not in that. Ted Danson.
They showed up the prototype,
Not
which
Michael
apparently,
Keaton.
I mean, from what the image we're seeing here, it looks very much like Netflix.
I stand correct.
The only difference is they have the bigger categories across the top: National Geographic, Star Wars, Marvel, Fox,
Yep.
Pixar.
All right.
Cool.
I didn't know they
Okay.
owned National Geographic. Interesting.
I like that. Welcome to the family, The Simpsons. So The Simpsons is definitely coming out.
Welcome, Synergy.
They're going to do all 30 seasons of The Simpsons, fresh off the brand's new
Whoa.
acquisition.
That's
Let's binge that.
damn. Yeah. How long would that take?
Yeah.
Do the math.
Yeah. Forget Supernatural.
Somebody do the math.
Forget Supernatural.
Yeah.
Catch up on The Simpsons.
Can we stop when it stops getting good? Like when it starts going downhill?
So like 1999.
Right.
Yeah.
Article
Wow.
link here. I'll give you guys the link in the
Oh,
chat.
that's right. Tom Selleck,
This
Ted
sounds-
Danson, and Steve Guttenberg. Why did I think Michael Keaton was in that? Maybe I'm thinking Multiplicity.
From
So-
what I'm seeing,
What do you guys think? Overall thoughts? I mean,
yeah, it looks amazing. It looks a lot better. I already kind of had pretty high hopes just because it is Disney. They've got so much.
Well, they know what they're doing.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it sounds like a really good streaming service and it sounds like one that's legitimately going to be a competitor.
yeah.
Like, because that's a lot of things nowadays where you get, hey, we're doing a streaming service or we're doing a YouTube competitor. But when it comes down to it, you're not competing for anything.
No.
Like, you're not even close to competing. And this
Well, like
sounds
DC
like,
Universe.
yeah.
We're going to do our own streaming service competitor.
Yeah.
We have great content, but we have a total of like 7 shows.
Exactly. And I think this is really going to, depending on how they do it, it'll really impact the streaming service industry because there is going to be more competition. People aren't going to start going, well, maybe we can add ads in
Well,
from
that's
time to
where-
time for
Yes.
Netflix because I know they talked about it
Yes.
a little bit once.
I think that would destroy them.
Oh, it
People
totally
have
would.
gotten so accustomed to not having ads on Netflix
Yeah.
that if you added ads and you're still paying for it, people will unsubscribe.
There are people that go to normal TV that have
right.
never actually watched it. Like if they're younger and they grew up with Netflix,
Yes.
they're like,
Yes.
the hell is this between my show?
Yeah, so I actually think that this is going to push. Yeah, it's going to create competition, and it's going to create competition in the sense that these other streaming services need to create better, higher quality original content.
Which is what
Yeah.
Netflix has been trying to do recently.
They've already
got
gotten a
some
good
great
head
ones.
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people will probably stay subscribed for the original content.
Yeah.
Even if Fox and Disney leaves.
Now, another caveat to this, we don't fully know what's happening to Hulu, but we do know that Disney now officially owns the majority of Hulu.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
supposedly a lot of the more mature content is going to go there, and they can have like a divide between some of it.
I could
Yep,
potentially see later on a deal being struck where it's like, for this amount, you can get Hulu and Disney Plus together.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll start kind of combining so
Yes.
that Hulu doesn't die off. Or
Yep.
because I mean,
Yeah.
Hulu is a great service.
service, yeah.
I mean, the ads.
You notice what was
sometimes
missing
get a little-
from. So as far as we know from that list,
What's that?
The Orville.
I was actually thinking that too
It'll
because
probably
it's
stay-
Fox.
probably just stay on Hulu.
I can see it staying. Well, because
Yeah.
Fox,
I can
the
see both.
channel is still going to keep going now,
Yeah.
just Disney
Right.
behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I mean, I overall, I'm excited. I'm a lot more excited
Yeah.
for Disney Plus than I was originally,
Absolutely.
and because now
Yeah,
I have
me
a
too.
better idea beyond the MCU shows and the Star Wars shows. Some of those basic content, I'm like, I kind of want to watch that.
Absolutely. I mean, how many of us are going to subscribe just for Jeff Goldblum?
Oh yeah, I
Me.
totally will. Someone says Comcast owns Hulu.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Apparently Comcast. I'm not following the Hulu situation. So
Yeah.
if much has changed because of the Disney thing, then I'm not really tracking it.
Yeah. So
So, all right. Well, to wrap up this episode, you don't know much about this. Let's talk very briefly for the next 10 minutes. So if you're watching this live and you want to skip, you can just drop out for 10 minutes. Come right back. Watch all our discussions on Death Stranding and Call of Duty and
Final Fantasy 14.
and Final Fantasy 14. If you want to see those, go check out our gaming channel where we do those gaming discussions. If you're watching this on the YouTube side, but if you're watching it live, just come back in 10 minutes. But so Heroes in Crisis 9 ended. Dan, what do you think?
I just
Here's my complaint about Heroes in
Wow.
Crisis 9.
Okay.
It wraps it up with a nice, neat bow involving time travel, but while the message is still there, I don't like how that ended.
I did not like how it ended.
Because it just felt too primitive, like, oh, well, we can't get rid of Wally.
Right. I felt like a lot of Heroes in Crisis, the parts that I kind of enjoyed the most was actually when they just go to the different heroes doing like small confessions.
Yep, I liked that.
That was one of the parts that I really liked.
That happened in this issue.
How they're all going through and they're just like, well, what am I? Well, what am I?
And what I do find weird is apparently Wally, they're going to mess with the timeline to save Wally, but they won't go back and save the other people. And I also don't like that they're very unclear as to who died. That's one thing I don't think a lot of people have mentioned. Like, we know Roy.
We only know a couple.
We know Roy.
We know Wally.
Wally, but he's back. Outside of that, we don't, like, they could say anybody died at Sanctuary if they wanted to, or didn't die.
Which I also found it funny where he's like, well, Barry went back in time to Flashpoint and it changed everything, but I can't go back 5 days.
Yes!
Which you already did. You already went back 5 days.
It's the Flash series time travel logic.
Exactly, but it's just one of those ones where it's like, yes, like 20-something, 30-something years, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
5 days, not much happened.
Yeah.
I liked the overall series.
I thought it was good.
I liked the message that even the people you think are heroes need to deal with these things.
Yeah,
I like that.
everyone's dealing with something.
I just don't like how he resolved it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how I felt about a lot of the dialogue. Like, I understood what he was going for, but the way it was broken up definitely made it hard to read. I mean, it could be contributed to the fact that I was kind of speed reading it.
Yep.
And it felt like speed reading Thor.
Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah. And did you read Doomsday Clock?
I did not read Doomsday
Okay, I'm
Clock.
going to slightly spoil that one
Go
for you.
for
Not
it.
very much, though. We finally get
ahead.
the big reveal as to how Dr. Manhattan has changed
Oh,
everything.
wait, I was standing behind you when we were skimming through.
Right. You did the skim, you didn't read it, though.
No.
And basically, what he has done is he went back in time and he...
It is out, right?
Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure
He,
we didn't get it early.
Without giving massive spoilers, I'm just going to say what he did.
Okay.
He went back... So, I guess... And this has actually been confirmed on Twitter because everyone's like, oh, he went back in time to 1938 DC Universe.
He doesn't time travel, though.
No. He can see through all the time, but he can't
Yeah.
time travel. He can just see all the parallel times. And Gary Frank said, who said that 1984 in the Watchmen universe wasn't 1938 in the DC universe? They're the same time.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that being the case, he went back there and he can see all the crises and he can see how everything has changed from Superman all the way up to the point.
Right.
And he realizes Superman is the hope. So sends Anti-Monitor and Darkseid and all these guys can alter the timeline. Why can't he? And he moved the lantern. And he realizes that by doing this, he's created himself. He's become the villain.
Yeah.
It was unintentional. He just wanted to see what was going to happen. And he liked the other Superman better, but he has now turned himself into the villain. And he realizes he's at a point now where he has to fight Superman or erase everything or something along those lines.
Interesting.
So,
I don't know how I fully feel about that, but then again, Doomsday Clock as a whole, I kind of fell off because I'll be perfectly honest, the small bits from the previous issues that I remember have not had any relevance to anything.
Yeah. So, I enjoyed that one. Here's the Crisis. I felt wrapped up a little poorly in my opinion, but I do like the overall plot.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe this was just it can't really overly affect things, so we're just going to put Wally in prison and leave Roy dead.
I think it was a combo of that and the fact that it wasn't an officially planned event.
Yeah.
So...
All right, well, that's going to wrap up today's Comics Experiment, guys, where we went over the entirety of the Disney Plus event. If you enjoy Dan, go check him out over on Twitch at Dan T Streamer. Find Gary over at Film Circuit on various platforms. And if you want to support this show, consider going to our patreon.com/Comicstorian page, where for only $1 you can get this and many other podcasts. Or you can support us by going to 4Hymns. Do you know the ads on the top of your head?
I believe it's 4hymns.com/RobinBenny or experiment.robinhood.com. I want to check and make sure I'm talking like this all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, either way, go check. If you want to support us by going to our sponsors, that will help keep this show in the air. This show is entirely supported and funded by those sponsors, your Patreon and Twitch subs. So if all of those dry up, we're going to end the podcast. I mean, I hate to say that.
Don't let that happen.
Dan's like, I like
looking
my
at
job.
you.
I like my job.
Me too.
You don't like your job.
I love my
I think
job.
you wanted to go back to work at Starbucks. We were talking about that.
No.
Living the dream.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time right here at Comics Experiment.
Thank you.